Guys, okay, this video is how to tell the sex difference between a male and female Chinese water dragon. So really, actually, it's really hard to tell the sex of a Chinese water dragon before the ages of like a year and a half. Really, it's about a year and a half when they really start to determine show all their signs of what sex they are and everything. So before then, like you may be able to tell, but it's really hard before then. So it's usually about like a year and a half. That's when you can really tell. And then some signs are like their head. It'll start to form into a much more triangular shape than the female will. And the neck here, the spikes will be much longer. These things here, it'll be much bigger, and like all them spikes in there. And then the spikes on the crown here, they'll be much bigger as well, and the crown itself will be much bigger and much more dominant looking. As say if they go to get in a fight or they go to mate or something, they'll buff out and everything. It'll be much more dominant looking. And the spikes all the way down the back here, they'll get much longer and fill out a lot more than the females will. Underneath the neck here, they'll have a specific type, maybe a specific color. It'll be like a what's the color called? I don't know. It's like a blue with orange and green all kind of mixed together. That'll be for male. And right here in between the spine here and the tail here, there'll be a gap here, and in the gap right there, there's these two bones. You can see the little lump right there. On either side, there'll be a bone structure actually sticking out there, and you can see it. And the females don't show that whatsoever. They do not show it at all. So that's a good way to check right there. Yeah, they will grow much They will grow much bigger. The color will stand out a much more. The detail in their tail, it'll show it a much more and a lot easier than it will on the female. The spikes along the tail, they will fill out a lot more than the females will as well, such as the ones on their back in their crown here. So like I said, their head, the older they get, the males will turn more into a triangular shape, and the females, it is more round and curvy and everything, much different than the triangular and everything from the male and everything. Geez, what else really? Underneath the arms here, if you lift this up for me, there will be an orange color. There'll be orange right under both arms will be orange. That's another way of checking. Actually, just the body itself. The body itself will be much more triangular. It'll be much more shaped than like round and everything. Like the females will be much more round, where the male will be more triangular in like every way, like the head, the body, and everything. Where he's going over here. That's pretty much it on how to tell the sex difference between your male and female Chinese water dragon. So just the triangular head, the body for the male. The female, they're more round and curved and just kind of flowing. And then for the colors underneath the neck, you'll get blue, green, and orange kind of all mixed together. Under the arm, you'll have the orange there. The spikes will be much more dominant looking, much bigger. They'll fill out a lot more and a lot nicer. The detail in their skin will be much more. Their tail, the detail on these here, they'll be more stand out a lot more. The bones here, in between the tail and their spine here, they'll stick out, and the females do not show those bones whatsoever. So that's probably one of the easiest ways. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, any Chinese water dragon, before the age of like a year and a half, it may be really hard to tell. So if you have a young juvenile or a baby Chinese water dragon, you may not be able to know unless you bring it to a vet. If you bring it to a vet, then they can tell you right there, but that costs money, so I recommend just waiting. Unless you want to, you know, breed in the future and you want to get the two accustomed to each other, then you're going to have to go to the vets and find out and everything. That's pretty much it. Just sitting there. He knows he's on camera, so he knows he's good looking, don't ya? Yeah. I woke him up. It's only 7:30 and he was sleeping. But that's I let him sleep because he was out the entire day in my room, so he runs everywhere rather than, you know, being in his tank and he just sits there. So he's tired from running around everywhere. So that's it. Hope you liked my video. If there's any corrections that you see, just correct me, or if there's any other questions, I'll try my hardest to answer them. Thanks a lot.